Hello everyone and welcome back to Whiskey Wednesday. A bit more of a normal format now, different bottles every week, apart from an upcoming series. I've just taken delivery of this. The new Laphroaig Cairdeas White Port and Madeira. 52.3% ABV, one would assume natural colour, one would assume non-chill filtered, doesn't particularly state it anywhere. Released for the Fashiel Festival. I've not bought these for a couple of years because they just didn't sound that interesting for a while. However, I have gone back on my word and I've purchased this one because when I saw it on the Laphroaig website, I thought that's fun, that's interesting. I like Madeira matured stuff. I like white ports on its own, so this made sense to me. Quick little note about the cask maturation. This distinctive selection of cask finishes will delight our friends. 3/4 of the whiskey is matured in second fill Madeira casks, and the final quarter has been finished in first fill port casks. Majority of these are white port. So we've got 3/4 matured in Madeira, a quarter finished in port barrels. I don't know if that means that they've all been in bourbon prior, or if it's just the port part that's been in bourbon prior and then finished. We do not know. Bar means when I bought this bottle, it came with a pretty cool card that had a QR code on the back of it, and you could scan that to get a little bit more information. I'm doing this a little bit on the fly because it's a very busy week, so we're just going to dive straight into tasting, well, nosing it first, then tasting, and then I'll review. But if I can move my little head out of the way, I say little head, it's a pretty large head. This is one of the most stunning shades of gold I've ever seen on a whiskey. It's got these kind of like peachy golden pineapple nose to it. Stunning colour. I poured the first 2 glasses of this last night whilst watching Succession, and it was rather fitting for that TV show. But let's see what this is all about. Excuse me. Undeniable smell of Laphroaig on the nose, as you would expect. But underneath it, and weirdly enough, when I first opened it, it wasn't instantly Laphroaig, it was these notes which are now underneath that classic Laphroaig smokiness, which is so much peach. And I already mentioned it with the colour, but there are these beautiful kind of orange and white peach notes just laced through this thing. Intertwining with that is kind of switching from peach to grape, as you would expect with port. But it's really crisp and it's kind of refreshing style of grape. It's not rich, it's crisper and more refreshing. There's some really cool savoury notes running through it. And in all honesty, I've been trying to figure out what they are for quite a while. Even all of today, I was looking at my tasting notes and thinking, what is that herbaceous thing that's kind of lingering in the background? And it's a combination of a few things. I think one of them is like burnt sage, not in like a homeopathic way, but in more of a, just know, if you ever burnt a sage leaf, you get that really kind of ashy, over the top herbaceous thing running through it. There is also a smell of mint. Very subtle, but it is in there, without a doubt. And then there's also this very over-the-top vanilla note. Like if you get, I've mentioned this a couple of times in previous videos, if you buy like a tube of vanilla pods and open it and smell it, it almost has like an over-the-top minty quality, but you can still tell it's vanilla. And those 3 flavours are kind of linked. You've got that kind of burnt sagey thing over here. In the middle there is this very subtle mint note, and then over here you have more of a intense kind of sweet vanilla, which I'm assuming is being supplied by the Madeira, whether they're second fill casks or not. And then an unmistakable ashy, medicinal, TCP, iodine like Laphroaig. I will say that the ABV doesn't burn the nose at all. And I don't actually have my notebook to hand because it's over there somewhere. But if you like mezcal and really good quality tequila, just tequila as a whole, I think you may have found a link into Scotch with this. There are other Scotch whiskies and Irish whiskies and loads of whiskies which have a kind of a stepping stone from tequila and mezcal lovers into the style. But in all honesty, if you can try a glass of this, I think you will fall in love with Scotch whisky. It kind of links back to those herbaceous notes. And when I mentioned mezcal, you get this kind of whiff. You can call it power of persuasion, but you get this whiff of like agave syrup. There's just like a little bit of pineapple running through it. But on the nose, with those herbaceous notes, with those kind of syrupy sweet notes, with the minty thing, with the vanilla too. Maybe this is what very old, well, it's probably not the oldest whiskey in the world, but maybe this is what very old mezcal would be like. It's just delicious. There's also, go back to that agave syrup thing, there's a real kind of honey oat breakfast cereal thing to it, which again, the sweetness from port and madeira just working wonderfully together. I really like it. Can you tell? I really like this whiskey. But anyway, let's taste it. Oh. This is such a deceptive product. I'm gonna move this out of the way. I'm getting very gesticular. I feel like I'm gonna knock things over. Initial arrival, very soft. I think it's taking a while. Sorry, the dog's on the couch. Thelma, in your bed. She's angry when we don't spend time with her. She always knows when I'm filming too. The initial arrival is really soft and sweet. And I think it's your tongue trying to pick up these flavours because they're all kind of mashing together really quickly. In rolls the alcohol and the spice. And I mean spice. The feel of this thing for me is like the afterburn of eating really good chili or really good hot sauce. It just has that tingle, that kind of spiky, zingy sensation that is still running down the sides of my tongue. As you move it around your mouth, as that spice begins to build, you pick up that grape note again. And again, it's crisper and it's fresher, and it's really intriguing as it works against the spiciness that is building. Texture-wise, it's not the thickest thing in the world, it's not the thinnest thing in the world, it's just kind of a really good texture. Madeira providing the kind of body of it all. You get a slight toffee note, and almost like a creamed corn, like caramel corn kind of thing. Just sweet corn flavours. And I don't know how long this little bit of this video has been going on for. I think about a minute. You can still taste it. And the backdraft of this product is all honey, agave nectar, ashy, dank, Laphroaig warehouse smokiness. And kind of characteristic dryness too. Laphroaig as a standard whiskey, or as a range for me, is like probably the driest whiskey you can drink, outside of any sort of special release things from all over the world. It always has this characteristic smoky yet kind of crisp, sweet dryness to it. And the one note I've been waiting to say, because I always mention it with Laphroaig, is white chocolate. And it is dancing around. It's not as heavy as the 10-year-old cash strength video we did a few weeks ago, but there is just that classic white chocolatey hazelnut note that always comes through on Laphroaig for me. But yes, this is it. This is it. The Laphroaig Cairdeas White Port and Madeira release. I love this thing. It's really, 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 really good. I'm easily going to give it an 8.5 out of 10. Would I buy it again once I finish the bottle? Probably yes, because it's the most interesting, official, kind of weird and wonderful Laphroaig I've tried for a bit. I've really not been wowed in the last couple of years by some of the releases. Same with Ardbeg, really, although I still prefer the Laphroaig ones to the Ardbeg ones. But yeah, I'm going to give that an 8.5 out of 10. It is a beautiful whiskey that peat heads should definitely try. Crack it open. Please tell me what you think. And yeah, thank you all for watching. I'll see you all soon. Cheers.